Hello everybody, it's Glass Half Dead here, and completely ignore what's happening behind me. That's just for fun, because why not? I didn't have a background, I couldn't do my normal recording, so here we are. Today I'm going to be talking about my upcoming tournament. It's August the 24th at Bad Moon in London. That is, in case you're wondering, the Saturday of the bank holiday in England. If you're around London, if you want to come down, I will be there. Other people will be there playing Kill Team. I believe if enough people turn up, then the official prize support will be on the line. So it'll be medals, tokens, etc., etc. I'm looking forward to it, mainly because I'm just generally looking forward to playing some more Kill Team competitive. And I wanted to talk about it today. So I'd been considering. Oh, by the way, I'm going to be 100% giving away all of my tips. So I'm going to tell you what list I'm bringing, how to beat me, what I'm afraid of facing, all that stuff. So I'd really been throwing up what did I want to play competitively next, and I was thinking of taking Harlequins. That was my go-to army. I was really hyped to paint up some dudes in some weird crazy pantomime mime colors or whatever. However, then Warcry came out, and I suddenly had to get a bunch of stuff ready for that. So I didn't have time to paint up my Harlequins, and I don't have time to do it now because there's only 2 weeks left, a little bit under 2 weeks. So I had to think, okay, well, what do I have in the roster? What have I got? Oh, so it's 100 points. That's critical to know as well. It's 100 points Annihilation Pack, standard stuff, not Arena. Let's not let's remember that as well. It's not Arena, it's open board. Cool. So what have I got? So I've got some Necrons, and I recently played Necrons, and that went well. So that was definitely on the forefront of my mind. Awesome lightsaber duel. You should definitely be watching that, not listening to me, by the way. So Necrons was up there. Genestealer Cults. They aren't painted, but I could get them painted relatively quickly. I already know what color scheme I want, etc., etc. Um, Tau, but my Tau list is super not competitive, and this is ultimately a tournament, and I do want to take home something. Mainly depression, I suspect. And then, I could also get my Space Marines painted if I want to take Adepts Astartes with their completely OP Death Denied, only 2 CP. However, I decided in the end what I would be taking is Grey Knights. As some of you may recall from Warhammer World, I played Grey Knights in Arena there, where I came in 11th out of I think 28. So that was pretty good. However, I have never attempted to play Grey Knights competitively in an open board. So this is actually a completely new experience for me. I like everything I have said about Grey Knights before is true and correct for Grey Knights in Arena. Okay, so how do Grey Knights change when they are then on an open board? Gunners. That's the main thing. Gunners change. When I was doing Arena, the only thing I ever considered was an Incinerator, and that was a great choice. Not for me because I roll ones on the number of attacks, but whatever. But that is mathematically your best choice in Arena. So moving over to a full-size board, you have to consider psi cannons and silencers. Now, you actually don't though. Just to be clear, you just want to take the silencer. You never really want to take the psi cannon. I don't think it is ever better, purely because it's only damage 1. Now it is strength 7. Yeah, it's a heavy 4, strength 7, AP minus 1, I think, but it's only 1 damage. Whereas the silencer, even though it's only strength 4 with 0 AP, like on the surface that seems worse, but it's not. It's a heavy 6, but it has D3 damage. and that D3 damage is invaluable, unless, of course, you are against Necrons. So, here's what my roster is. My roster are Justicar with Falchions, 3 normal dudes with Falchions, 1 guy with Silencer, and then that's my basic list. We'd have one of the guys with Falchions be Combat, one of the guys be Zealot, and one of the guys be, oh sorry, the guy with the Silencer be a Heavy, so that he can still move and hopefully still kill something. But that's one list. I needed more because it's a roster. It's not a take all comers kind of thing. So my biggest fear. Oh, so I'm having a paladin on the list. A paladin gunner with incinerator. The intention there being obviously you've got to have a deep strike threat, right? You've got to have him on there. You've got to say you've got to let your opponent know you might just be crazy enough to drop a paladin behind them. I don't know. I don't know. That's something they need to consider. But anyway, it's on the roster. It's ready to go. The other thing you need to consider is potentially out of those 5 guys, you may want to drop one of the normal Faucian guy, for another silencer. When would you want to do that? So in my list, I would probably do that if I'm going up against a horde team. Specifically Tyranids, I'm thinking, because managing to lay down 12 shots from 2 guys a turn is pretty damn good, and you don't need the AP when it comes to that. They are completely useless when it comes to close combat, though, obviously, sadly. But that's fine. The other thing to consider is the mortal enemy of Grey Knights. Now, I've just come back, like literally just come back from playing, I think I played 4 games against Imperial Guard Plasma Spam. And I lost 3 times and won once. And it was really one of those games where I didn't feel like I was winning, but by the end, I happened to have more actual victory points. But it was honestly dice. Like the first 3 games, he destroyed me. It was terrible. And on the board we were on, there was nothing I could do. There was just nothing I could do. Like, oh, it was painful. It was painful. So, Plasma Spam is obviously the biggest counter to any Marine Elite team without invuln saves, right? So how do you counter that as Grey Knights? Let's ignore the fact that you will be able to focus not just on the main objective. It's annihilation. You can take secondaries. You can focus on those. And as long as you stop your opponent from capping their secondaries, you don't have to sit on objectives where they can just shoot you in the open, depending on how dense the board is terrain-wise, of course. What do you want your build to be? And here's where I'm going to throw something a little bit crazy out there. How about taking all force staves? For those of you that don't know, a force stave is strength +2. It is it's AP -1, and it's damage D3. However, what it also does is give you a 5-up invulnerable save. Now let's do a quick little bit of maths. So the plasma gun is AP -3, which puts you to a 6-up save, which, for those of you unaware, is a 16% chance of making that save. Cool. Nice and easy. However, going to a 5-up save gives you a 33% chance to save. Is that worth how much killing efficiency you lose from swapping to the falchions, which give you 2 attacks, to just regular single attack marines? I've just played 4 games attempting this against the Plasma Spam army, and in my head it made sense. And Look, if I had come back after having played 4 games and won 4 games because I made some 5-up invuln saves, then obviously I would have come back and said, oh yeah, well this is obviously what you've got to do because I'm really smart and I figured out how to be plasma spam with Grey Knights, blah blah blah. That didn't happen, guys. What happened was I rolled twos to save. So, I rolled twos and threes for my armor save. So it didn't matter if I had a 5-up or a 6-up. Who cares? And that's how I died. So, yeah. This is kind of just me rambling a little bit about Grey Knights and how I should try to approach the tournament. I'm done now. What I would be interested in. So I would like to ask for your guys' advice, but I know what the advice is. I'm not that stupid. I know I may look it, but I'm not that stupid. And really, we all know what an elite team has to do to beat Plasma. Ignore, like, you cannot just sit on an objective and hope that they don't roll well. Okay, that's gonna make you lose. What you have to do is, I want to say play the objective, but that's the opposite of what I just said. You have to hide. You have to know when to concede an objective, let them take that victory for the VP for not for one turn so that you can get a better charge the next turn. You have to play the secondaries. You have to, and this is a big one, you have to stop them from getting their secondaries above allowing them to get the primary. I think that is very much key. If you can hold back a single point, then they're going to get, well, no, yeah, I'm not going to say that. So I think that's the real key. You have to focus on secondaries and don't think I am a killy team, I kill things real good like, therefore I must kill things. It's okay to win and lose 4 of your Grey Knights and kill none of their guys if you get more VP. I know that's kind of weird to say, but honestly, unless you get lucky dice and they get bad dice, they will beat you. So you cannot just try and fight them. Oh, one little trick that I did, actually, I say trick. Um, the game that I finally won on was the game where I decided to try something a little bit different. I still had 4 staves on 3 of my guys, my Justicar, my Zealot, and my Combat, because obviously they get more than a single attack. Um, my Silencer died turn 1. I never got to shoot it in all of the games. Just died. So annoying. I was very salty about that, I assure you. Um, but I swapped one of the 4 staves back to Falchions. The normal guy went back to Falchions, and I actually deep striked him using the reserve rules. He popped on randomly, and that actually worked. He he did kill somebody, but that wasn't really the crux of it. He managed to get the enemy off the point, and that allowed me to take the lead in objectives, and obviously that's how you win the game. So I was pretty happy with it, all things considered. And when I say pretty happy with it, what I mean is I was really having to hold back my salt. It was really bad. But the thing is, that is my hardest matchup. And like my opponent was even saying, no, no, I'll swap to another team. This is horrifying for you. I feel bad. But I was like, no, no. I would rather face plasma spam now, learn how to deal with it, so that I can actually have a rough plan when I go into the competitive. Now, I've faced plasma spam with Grey Knights before. It was fine because I was in arena. Grey Knights, like a lot of elite teams, a lot of close combat teams, are completely different when it comes to the arena game. Anyway, I've waffled on for long enough now, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are on Grey Knights. We all know that the double psychic is super powerful, but you're not always getting that 5 or 6 on the psychic on the injury roll. So yeah, it's a good way to get a flesh wound, basically. And that is me done. I would really love to see more guys or girls, guys or girls, people turn up to the Bad Moon on August 24th. Just because the more players, the better. Because generally, the way these shops view tournaments is it's almost like gauging interest. They put on a big effort, and if people turn up, then they are going to continue to put on a big production for the Kill Team community. So if you're free on the bank holiday weekend, come down, destroy my Grey Knights with Plasma Spam, because Plasma Spam will beat me hands down, no questions asked. Even though I've just talked about how to beat Plasma Spam, it 8 times out of 10, it's gonna win. Anyway, Glass Half Dead. I'd love to see you at Bad Moon on August 24th, and have a great day, guys.